Hello there, welcome to another driveway video. Today we'll be playing with the Himalayan again, and we have this package here. It is a SW Motech bash guard, so it'll be fitting under there and replacing the original from Royal Enfield. Some instructions and fixings in there. That, I'm sure, goes over the original cat on the older model Himalayan. And then this is the bash guard itself. It's not actually as thick as I thought it would be. It's still reasonable thickness, and I'm sure it'll be stronger than the original, and it certainly covers more than the original. But it's not as thick as I thought it would be, but I'm sure it will take some substantial bashing. The instructions inside the little bag just come with a QR code, so I'll check that QR code now with my mobile phone and see what the instructions say. But I don't think it'll be too complicated. We'll have to remove the original one first, work out where these fixings, particularly these spacers, go, and then get the new one fitted from there. So there's the instructions. It tells you where the spacers go, where the bolts go. So I'm sure we'll work that out and get that fitted in no time. First things first, let's get rid of the original guard. To do this, I'm just using a 10mm socket. To remove these on this side where the exhaust's in the way, I'm just using a 10mm ratchet spanner rather than a socket. That bracket has snapped off like many others have. I believe that's a warranty claim as well. In the UK, people have been getting those changed under warranty. Mine's just out of warranty now, being 3 years old, but I'm not going to bother with it anyway because I'm going to fit this new one today. And there's the offending bit that's snapped off. Now if I was doing this again, I wouldn't leave this bolt till last because this is the most difficult one to get to. I would have done this first rather than now having the whole weight of the guard on this bolt, and it therefore being much more difficult to get out than it needs to be. So learn from my mistakes. Going to remove anything of any value in case this drops off. Now I have the original off and I can compare them side by side. It is actually quite apparent how much thicker this new one is and substantially wider. I like to think of myself as a bit of an engineer, so I do have one of these. So let's just check the thickness of the new one compared to the original. So that one is just over 4mm thick, so I'm imagining that that's meant to be 4mm plate and then it's just got a bit of powder coating on it. So the original, on the other hand, is 2mm thick. So we've actually doubled in thickness of the material there. I suppose if I'm claiming to be an engineer, I best weigh them as well to see how much weight we're adding. Best go and get the kitchen scales. As we can see there, the original weighs 630 grams. The new one weighs 1.898 kilograms, 1,898 grams. So that's nearly 1.3 kilos, 1,300 grams more for the SW Motech than the original. I can tell straight away that these Givi engine guards need to come off. That's obviously not in the instructions because the SW Motech would assume that you don't have these engine bars fitted, but I'm hoping that they will fit through those holes there. One on that side, one on that side. So I'm going to take the engine bars off, fit this plate, then fit these back on through those holes. For anybody that's already got these on, they'll already know what size these sockets need to be, but for anybody else that hasn't and is interested, it's a 12mm socket at the bottom there, 12mm at the top there, and then a 13 for this one. Now this one behind here, you do have to just move the oil supply out the way slightly from the oil cooler. Oh, I must have 2 Weetabix when I tighten that up. One other thing worth mentioning with this one is this is the engine bolt that goes all the way through. So you will need to put a 17mm socket on the other side. So this nut will need to be removed to withdraw the whole bolt out the other side to get the other one off. So that one pulls all the way out like so. That's one side done. Now the other should just be 2 bolts because we've already taken that engine one off all the way around. Let's take this one out. That's also got a stud that goes all the way through. And then we need to take this bottom one out, which again I've left the most difficult till last. So on that one we'll need another ratchet spanner. Right, so this one is in there. That's twice in the same install video. I've left the last bolt is the most difficult one, which I should have done first. Well done. Again, you can learn by my mistakes. Need to make sure that this bolt isn't too long that I can't get the socket head back off, because I've done that before. That would be a disaster. If you get the ratchet stuck between the bolt head and the exhaust, you will have a hellish time getting it out, because you won't be able to tighten it back up. I can't remember what order I did it in, but I think I put the exhaust on after the crash bars. But that's that side off as well. It's pretty clean under there, but I'm going to give it a spray with some of this XCP rust blocker clear coat just to help things. I didn't do a very good job of spraying that. Feels like I'm just wiping it all back off, but I should have done it with a finer mist. Let's get some up in these corners. That's the crash bars off on both sides now, and everything's cleaned up, so we're ready to fit the new bash guard. We're about to fit the new guard now. A lot of the original fixings are used, the ones that are removed from the original guard, but there is a couple of different ones, so there's a few spacers and some longer bolts and washers. So they're the ones that I will fit first. So we hold this up to place like so. Oh, piss off. Right, change of plan. I'm going to put one of these back ones in first, just to hold it in place. Something is fouling around that side, which I'll need to go and inspect and see what's happening. What is the issue around here? There is no issue. It was all in my head. So we're getting there now. It was just fouling on this side, but I think we're going to be alright. This is going to need to be pushed up slightly and we'll get those in, but I think we need to get the front ones in now first. So I've just slid this spacer behind there and then use a new longer bolt that goes in here, and I just need to combobulate this to go in there. Oh, this is going to be fun and games. Caught it. Right, let's go and have another look and we'll try again. I'm going to get these ones in first, just ever so loosely, to stop this popping back down whilst I try and get these front ones in. So I've got two in one side, this one's in this side, that'll be enough just to stop it popping out. And these ones you reuse the originals, so I'll put these back in there. I need two hands, I need to put the camera down. We have two bolts in this side and we have two in the other side, so now we just need these two here to go in with the spacers behind, get all that lined up, and then that's pretty much the main ones. I don't have any of the air gubbins underneath, so I don't need to do any of that. Right, I'm going to try again now. We have the longer bolts, we have the spacers, and we have the washers. So this should go up there. So there is room to bend and manipulate this, but I need to get this to line up. It's only gone and done it. Well, one out of two, so we need to do that on this other side, and hopefully we can get enough play. That's definitely in there and not cross-threaded, that's the main thing, still with enough flex. And now we just need to do the same again on this side here, which will be more awkward because that's the way I do things. Leave the hardest one until last with the exhaust in the way. Let's see if I can put. Wouldn't it be magic if that just fit? It does! I didn't even need to look. Didn't even need to look through the hole. It just fitted. Right. The only thing I think we need to do next is we could fit this exhaust shield round here. We could fit the exhaust shield around this part. I don't have the catalytic converter here. My version would have the cat on this downpipe section, but as you can see I've got a Black Widow header and it doesn't have any cat on it because I only use this off-road. The exhaust protector goes there. Now there's two threaded holes in the new guard. Now I think we can get it on, but it will be hard up against this. But there was some other spacers. Now these spacers weren't meant for that, they were for the air system. underneath. But I think we may be able to use these two spacers to space that out, to bring the exhaust guard just out enough so that it sits perfect like that. I just need to hope that the new bolts are long enough with the spacer, but I think they will be. Also, before I put this together, one more thing I need to do is tighten these ones that we put in before hand tight, because once I get this shield in place, it will be a lot more difficult to get my spanner on those. So I'll do that now. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. We'll tighten that up. Finger tight first. Righty tighty. Just on those two first. And then we shall use the ratchet spanner the correct way around. Now those threads in there do not feel particularly strong. It just feels like the original Royal Enfield threads there could just strip right through. That wasn't very tight at all, but I'm going to stop there because I don't like how that feels, and I think there's enough spring in the plate to stop those vibrating loose. So now that we've got that, I'm pretty sure we can go ahead and fit this. So yeah, I'm going to give that a try with the spacers in, see how we get on. Does come with washers as well, so we'll try the full shebang. So we'll try a washer and a spacer in there. God damn it! Right, try that again. I've just realised what that hole's for. Once that's in there, that's to be able to get a spanner through the bottom of there to be able to tighten it. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to tighten that. Oh God! Right, this might be a bit more difficult to do with this spacer, clearly. Is that even the right thread? Let me double check that that's the right thread first. Of course it's the right thread, I was just not doing it right. Should we try the back one first? Let's try the back one first. This one should just fit like that. They might not be long enough, you know. That might be the issue here. Why can I not do this? Something's trying to make a monkey out of me here. What's happening? Are these threads just particularly difficult, or what? Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to reuse the front original ones, because I think that these have a nice tapered lead. Right, so that does go in there. Let's just run that thread down there, just We'll just run that in just for because the powder coating's on the inside of the thread, which makes it a little bit more difficult to go in. Right, and that one goes in there fine. So there's no reason why this will not go in there, apart from me being a silly sausage. This one doesn't need a washer. The original one already has like a washed head. So I'm going to try with the spacer. Go back to the original plan. Try with the spacer. Why do you mock me, oh little plate? Why are you doing this to me? Right, that's in. Not happy with exactly how many threads are on that, but it should stop the exhaust getting bashed. I'd rather the plate get bashed than the exhaust. I can always take the bash guard off. Well, now this front section, you know when I said let's not do the most difficult one till last? That's exactly what I've done. Again. Oh my days. It looked like I just got it straight in the first time, no messing, bish bosh bash. Didn't drop the bolt 500 times, didn't try with different spacers, didn't try with one bit in, one bit out, didn't do this last bolt, the most difficult bolt last. How am I going to get that bolt in there? Just like that. So you can maybe just see those down there. But I don't think this is going to be particularly easy to tighten up, you know. Oh well, tell a lie, wasn't too bad at all. It's almost like SW Motech deliberately left that little hole there just the right size, just to be able to get one turn on it, one flat and no more. That engine guard is now fitted and the exhaust guard is fitted. I did use the spacers just because of the way my exhaust springs were here, but if you don't have that or have a normal exhaust, it should fit on without those spacers. I just need to nip the other bolts up, nip these ones up properly, and then fit the bash guards, and then we'll have a look at the final result. That's it fitted on that side. If I was being super critical, that would have been nice with some black button Allen heads rather than the silver hex heads, but other than that it's actually fitted quite well and quite robust. Let's just hope I can get these Givy engine bars back on. Right, let's give this a whirl. So I'm hoping that these engine bars just fit straight back on. It doesn't look like there's any reason why they won't, and just like that they should just go straight back through. Let's just give that a bit of a push, a bit of persuasion. So that's that one. You wouldn't believe what I've done. I've only left the last bolt, which is the hardest one, as per usual, but it's all going to be okay. So I'm going to get that bolt in there and then that's it done. So that's with the Givy engine bars back on now, and that's with the SW Motech bash plate. You can see There is a bit of clearance there and some clearance there. It's quite close against this, but I think we'll get it. Or I can just move this plastic part up here. The light's starting to fade now, so I'm going to get this wrapped up and back in. So this is my fitting of the SW Motech engine bash guard for the Royal Enfield Himalayan. I hope that was of some use for you, and if you're considering buying one, this video is helpful. So thanks again for watching. If you'd like to see some more content like this, please like and subscribe, and we'll get some more things done soon and go out on some adventures. Thank you, bye bye. You awkward little malt.